I'm Peter. This is the Peter on Health channel. This video is called What I Learned at the ATG Memorial. So I'm in Portland. I got here yesterday and I'm leaving tomorrow. Um, and so I went to this memorial today for this fellow Alfred T. Goodwin. And everybody calls him Ted. He died at the age of 99 last December. 32 years ago, I was 28, and I served as a clerk, one of three clerks for this judge. He was a judge on the Ninth Circuit. And after law school, I was like, I like to clerk. I didn't do law review at Stanford just because, anybody could do it. There wasn't any tryouts. And as an athlete, I was like, what kind of, what I don't know. But I guess because I didn't do that, I didn't really have my choices of judges. So I ended up with Alfred Goodwin, who was senior at that time. But little did I know I couldn't have had a better judge. I mean, if I created one, right? And one story I'm telling some people here, because it's clerks over 50 years who clerked for him, showed up, today and yesterday. There was an event at a law firm where one of the lawyers clerked for Judge Goodwin, and it was really awesome. Everybody went around the room and gave their thoughts on this guy, and it was all the same thing. This guy was like an American hero, super smart, but he was also robust. Like he was a cowboy, and he loved to work outside, get his hands dirty, chop wood, all that stuff. And yet he's this judge for more than 60 years. 67, I think it was. And so at 28, I was a wonk. Like I had I did math bachelor, then I did a master in math, and then I went to law school. So by the time I'm clerking, I'm just like overeducated, you know what I mean? And that's what my dad wanted. My dad grew up blue collar, and he didn't want his son or kids like being in the blue collar. And he saw the world as two different things. Either you do work with your hands, work, or you do it with your brain. You're a knowledge worker. And so that's what I grew up thinking, right? Okay, fine, I'm a wonk. I like that stuff. I play sports, sure, but I'm not, I'm not a worker with my hands. And I think that's what I grew up thinking. There was you're either an academic or you're a worker. And then at 28, I meet Judge Goodwin, and he's both, and he's an exemplar of both. I mean, his brain was like way up there, and he was also a man's man. Like he just was like this amazing, amazing, like man. He fought in World War II. Like that's the kind of guy he was, right? Like I mean, he just lived a life and lived a man's life that men can't live anymore. And I think I didn't at the time think he'd changed me, but fast forward 30 years. I love all that stuff, chopping wood, working with my hands, getting it dirty, whatever. And I think I got it from him. I really do. I think just hanging out with this guy who was like the freaking best guy to hang out with as a young lawyer. This guy, like, there's always a tension between morality, justice, and the law. Sometimes the law is unjust and immoral. And this guy, Goodwin, was like, he was moral and justice, and he would, charge us clerks to figure out how we could, do that stuff. So, yeah, I just really enjoyed this memorial.